Hi, I'm Zach Esposito, currently the Associate Head Coach at Oklahoma State University. Today we're going to pick it up off our Volume 1 into Volume 2 of our defense where our opponent is now in on our leg. Okay, they passed our head, they passed our hands defense, okay, and now they're deep in on our leg. Today we will cover a lot of drills to help our balance, and we're going to get into a lot of skill and a little bit of fine technique, a little detail that can help you score a little bit easier when our opponent is in our leg. We're going to go on to our go-behinds, and we're going to mix in even some pinning combinations when our guys are on our leg. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you get better. Now, so before we get into our defense where, say, a person's in on a high crotch or a single leg, okay, or a double leg, we're going to get into one of the warm-up drills. Now, if you've ever been in any wrestling room, you'll see this drill quite a bit of guys just working their balance, okay? And this is something that's really important with wrestling or jiu-jitsu or anything is that I got to work my balance, okay? So all we're going to do is I'm going to throw my leg up in Zoe's armpit right here. And the first thing he's going to do is just walk around with me. Okay, and I'm just working my balance right here, where I'm hopping on my leg here, okay, here, just backwards, forward, circles, okay, here, in that position, and really, getting my balance, okay. I always think about my balance, having bent knees, okay, I'm not locked down, I'm not stiff, I'm putting myself in an athletic position, okay, and for me, I'm almost thinking like I'm down in my wrestling stance. And I'm going right here. Now, as you start doing this, have your partner come off of this lock where it's wrapped around his armpit, where he's bringing it and he's grabbing my shoe now. And now from here, he's maybe even making little circles here, where it's a little bit harder, okay? He's getting my leg up and down and here. And now you gotta feel the pressure. You gotta feel the pressure that when a person goes into you, where does my body have to go in order to balance itself? When he starts pulling on my leg, where does my body have to go to balance itself? When he starts bringing it up, where does my head and chest go to balance itself? When he brings it down, where he goes. So a little bit of skill and technique with this, or just a little detail, is that you could do that by just even putting your hands on my partner's wrist, okay, or on his shoulders, wherever you feel comfortable, it helps you. So now when Zoe goes into me, I'll bend my knee up, and you start to see that I'll hunch over a little bit. Okay, I'm hunching over because if my head and chest are over my knees here, I'm not going to fall over. Meaning that if we're here and Zoe pushes into me and I'm back here, well, I'm just tall and I just fall over that way. Okay, so when my leg is up here, I'm here and he's pushing into me, my balance is forward. It's forward right here. Now it's vice versa. When he pulls it back, my balance goes backwards. I don't stay forward here because if I stay forward there, okay, as he's pulling me, if he stays forward there, I might tend to fall over that way. Okay? So, as he's pushing into me, my body's going forward. As he's pulling me back, I lean my head and chest back to feel my balance there. Okay, so I get it up. Zos comes into me. I'm here. Pushing him here. He pulls, I'm going back. Now with the circles, I just got to be ready. Okay, as he's circling, I'm here. I'm keeping my knee bent here. Okay, right here. I'm staying with it. All right, now Zoe takes my leg up. Bring it up. I'm going here. Okay, kind of like a split. Okay, and this is flexibility right here. When he brings my leg down to circle me, I'm going here. My head and chest over here, okay? Trying to get here. So it's this constant balancing act, okay? And it's really preparing me that the better balance I have, the better it is I have to score or counterattack when a person's in on my leg, and work both sides, all right? You work this one side, work that other side. Zoe gets my leg up, I'm bouncing here. Pulling back here, circling, grab my foot and start circling it. Here, he grabs my foot, I'm here, I'm leaning, he brings it down here. I'm here, I'm using my hands, okay? I can do it without hands, okay? Just working my balance and working, being in an athletic position right here. Okay, so that drill right there is going to just help you with your coordination, okay? And it's something that I really like to start when guys are small and little, okay? Like even like my young kids at home, whether they become wrestlers or not, I'll grab my 6-year-old daughter's leg and just pick it up in the air and just see if she could balance and just see. So that when I pick that leg up, where do they go naturally? Do they fall backwards or do they try and lean forward? So it's kind of like I'm imprinting them as a little kid, to have a little bit of coordination to them. Whether it works or not, I don't know. Time will tell. Okay, but really good drill. And get creative. Zoe, his defense has always been one of the best that I've seen. Not the simple of just sprawl, get back, go behind, but just making guys wear themselves out when the guys get to his legs. And a lot of it is because of his athletic ability and his balance that he has. And I push into him, I pull back, I circle, he's using that position. I get it up here, he's using his hands to push me out. Okay? Now, using those hands to push you out, as you start getting better in competition, you start to hit competition where they get your leg up in the air. Okay? And we don't really want to do that all the time. Okay, because one, you don't want to get hurt with your hamstring. And two, if I could put them in a defensive position for me to go score, make the odds a little bit more in my favor, I'm going to do that. Okay? But as you're doing this drill, use those hands to keep distance. Okay? Then fight after the hands, and maybe you could break that lock and get your foot down to the mat. What I mean is this. As those moving me, I'm using my hands to push them away. Okay? Well, what happens is the longer and longer he's holding my leg and trying to move me around the mat to take me down, okay, his arms start to wear out. I can get onto his hands and break him and pull him down. So as it's up, here, I'm pushing him. I'm here, push him away. Sooner or later, I get on those hands, or I push my foot literally out of his hands. So there. So a little bit of skill, a little bit of technique of keeping my balance, keeping my coordination, and it'll help you in your defense. It'll help you in your offensive wrestling too. And now you can use this drill in your warm-up or conditioning at the end of practice when you're feeling a little fatigued. Okay, this is a good conditioning drill. One, I'm going to start back up in that same position where my leg is long and my partner's holding my hands here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go from up here to his chest down to my feet right here. Back up. So I'm bouncing, I'm here. Bouncing here. Bouncing here. Maybe even push them in here. Okay, and now doing that a few times, it's going to get your heart pumping and really work your leg strength, especially when you're at the end of practice, when you're a little bit fatigued, or before practice when you're trying to activate those muscles a little bit more, ready to go, into your drill or into live wrestling. Okay, so real simple drill. My leg is up. I'm going down here, bringing my knee down and coming back up. Bringing my knee down and coming back up here. And obviously, as many reps as you want to make it, it's going to be the most difficult. Now, with that, you could add a little bit of a crawl to you. Okay, now, as a coach, I like these drills a lot just because it's helping those balance and that coordination for myself, but it's also using his strength. And he has to figure out kind of stuff of where's my back when I'm holding his leg? Is it bent over? That's what I'm trying to do to him where I'm going defense, trying to bend his back over. Does he need to get his hips in a little bit more? So as much as it's working my strength conditioning, it's also helping him. So from here now, in this position, now when I go down, I may take a few hops, maybe even in a circle here, okay? Popping back up, okay? And why do I do that? Well, you'll see a lot of times guys kick out, okay? So while I'm in here, I push, and maybe I kick out here and go into my score or defend that position. And like I said, it's wearing, it's taxing on my partner here. So when that leg is up, I'm here, I'm doing my first drill here. Back up. Well, then this time, I'm kicking, I'm back up. I'm kicking, I'm back up here. Okay, so that's a real good drill right there. Just working that up, down. Okay, now to add on to it, my foot's on the outside, and you'll see me get it later on in this video of this being an actual technique when guys take my leg up in the air. As my leg's up in the air, I'm going to take my knee to his chest. I'm going to grab the back of his head, okay, like I would a collar tie. And now, as my opponent's sticking his hips up into me, or his hips are in, okay, I'm taking the back of the head, I'm taking my knee to his chest, and I'm going to work, circle. I'm going to work to get my heel back around to the inside. Okay, so I'm here. As I'm bouncing, I grab the back of his head. I take my knee right to his chest. I jump up and put it back on the inside. Right here. It's up. Maybe his hips are in. Okay, I grab that back of the head. I jump up, bring my foot back in. Okay, and this, you'll even see in competition sometimes. Can you hold me up? Like hold me up when I jump up? Yeah. Maybe? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm here, I jump up, I'm in here, and I get back in. You'll see in competition some guys are trying to hold guys up when they're up high. Okay? And that's part of that drill. Okay? So, using that, now tied it all together. I'm here, my leg is up. I go down, I come back up. Maybe this time, I crawl here. He pulls it back up. His hips come in. I grab the back of the head, jump, and put it back to that inside right here. Okay? And just one more drill from there. Okay, work in that position of getting my foot back to the inside. Okay, I'm just going to put my leg up on the side now. Okay, I'm using my whizzer, and I'm using a hand off the head. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump up, and I'm going to get my foot back to the inside. So I'm here, I jump up, put it back to that inside. His hips are in, here, up, put it back inside. Okay? Hips are in, up, put it back to the inside. Right there. And notice that every time that I do it, or I jump, come back to the inside, I have my heel curled to my butt. Okay? I'm using my hamstring a lot with my defense when it comes up to his feet. So I'm here, I'm on that outside, I don't like it, I get up, put it back to the inside. Curling my heel, putting a lot of weight on his lock right here. Okay, so those are some simple warm-up / conditioning drills that you can do. You know, another drill and really work your hamstring and work your balance, okay, is just, I'm giving my opponent my leg, okay? Now you see how my leg is straight? You know, if you watch, you know, I have a technique video out on single legs, and a lot of that we talk about is keeping this guy's leg straight. I don't want to give it a bend. You see how Zoe is pinching my leg here, okay? So he's taking a lot of weight and pressure off his hands, okay? That's proper technique right there. So for me in the defense, I want to be able to get my knee back here, okay? Where I'm putting the weight down on his arms, okay? What he's trying to do is seal it here. I'm trying to create length and distance. So this is another kind of good drill to work your balance and to work your hamstring. So as I'm here, I'm keeping my knee bent, okay? And now I'm moving my knee around while I'm keeping that hamstring curled. My other hand, my free hands, can be in a collar tie, and I'm pushing off that shoulder. And this is just a good drill. So all Zoe's going to do is move me around. And I'm here. I'm moving his head around. I move his head around here. Like I'm down in my stance. You see how I'm creating space here with my head in with my elbow and my hands. And as I'm trying to create space, I'm dragging that heel to my butt. Okay, I'm putting a lot of weight on his lock, and I'm using that knee to keep that pressure. So on Zoe, I'll show you just on Zoe. I'm here. You see how it's heavy. Like I can't kind of emphasize how heavy it is right here. Okay, it's got my back bent over. Okay, and now he's real flexible with this knee. So if I do move him around, you know, I'm falling. I'm falling there. You could do it as I drill from here, or as a wizard on that far side. And all the wizard is me coming across, grabbing here. And now I'm using that shoulder as kind of that collar tie. My other hand is either pushing or even down on his lock. So as he's pushing, I'm balancing here. Maybe sooner or later to end the drill, I just pull that lock, pull my foot down. Right there. You know, and that's a real physical drill, you know, for my partner to do. And if you ever have a chance to wrestle with Zoe and you get on his leg, you see how hard it is, you know, to finish. And a lot of that is that balance in those type of positions. So another good drill, hamstring curl drill, help that balance and help build that muscle.